Hey, you guys, good to be here with you today. I titled this video, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. That is the title of a book by Susan Jeffers that I've been reading lately. I'm going to talk a little bit about this book, but also just the concept of fear. And it's something as I've been reading this book, I've been thinking about, I've been pondering. I want to pull up here a definition of fear. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or a threat. I think that's really interesting because I think we feel a lot of fear about things that aren't dangerous, aren't likely to cause pain, and are not a threat. I'm thinking of things like, for example, this video. I remember the first time I did a live video. I had a coach I was working with, and she had told me to go do a live. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. I don't want to go do a live. I did this live. I was out for a walk. I was holding my phone. I wasn't even sure if I was recording because it was sunny and bright, and I'm squinting. And as I was walking, there were trees, so I'd be half in the shade and in the sun, and it was flickering and probably, set some people off. And I was just terrible. I was terrible. And I was scared to death. Felt a lot of fear. However, nothing was dangerous. Nothing was likely to cause pain. Nothing was a threat. Maybe we can go with that one a little cause pain, but not physical pain, not anything that's any big deal, right? And so as I was pondering this, I was thinking, I think there's really two types of fear. And one type of fear is when it is when it's something that's dangerous, likely to cause pain, something that's a threat. We feel fear as a warning. We're like, okay, you know, we are walking along at night and we hear a rustle or something, and immediately we feel that fear um, because something seems like a threat, or when, you're just alone in a parking lot and a big man kind of walks towards you. So it seems dangerous. It seems like a threat. But the other kind of fear, and let me go back to that. So that's a warning. And when we feel that warning, it's like, be careful, don't proceed with caution, right? Just you don't want to move forward. The second kind of fear is really just when we move out of our comfort zone. So that's the kind of fear I was feeling about doing a live video. That's the kind of fear we feel when we need to give a talk at church, and we're going to go be up in front of people, or when we're doing something that's different for us, when we're going to go to a party and we don't know anybody and we just feel afraid, we feel out of our comfort zone. Why I wanted to differentiate between those two and why it's so important is because the first kind of fear is a warning, and it's like, stop, don't do what you're about to do. It's not a good idea. The second kind of fear, we're afraid because it's out of our comfort zone, is actually the opposite. When you feel that kind of fear, and it's just because it's something new and it's something different, there is only one way to get um, out of that fear, and that is to go and do the thing. Um, Grant Cardone says, fear is a sign to do whatever you fear and do it quickly. Now, I don't think that relates to the first type of fear, right? If there's a big, scary guy walking towards you in a parking lot, don't walk towards him really quickly, right? Don't run up to see what he wants. However, this other kind of fear that we're talking about, this out of your comfort zone, do what you fear and do it quickly. That is the only way to get over your fear, is to move towards it and to do it. I do live videos, at least once a week, and it's not scary anymore because now it is part of my comfort zone. I have moved. It's not that anything about doing a live video changed, it's that I changed. I got so used to it that it's not scary for me anymore. Um, all the things I was worrying about and thinking about and fearing, I no longer fear. It's become part of my comfort zone. So Susan Jeffers had a couple of thoughts on fear that I wanted to share. One is, she says, fear will never go away as long as you continue to grow. This is a really interesting concept because I can do this live video now and not be scared. But let's say I was going to do a live video we just had for my church general conference for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. What if I was asked to speak there in front of millions of people? That would be next level. As long as I'm growing, you know, or whatever platform it is, if I'm then going live in front of more people, in front of a huge audience, that would probably cause fear again, even though it's basically the same thing, right? That fear will never go away as long as you continue to grow. That can look a lot of different ways, but when you're doing new things, if it's new to you, you will have that fear. And so fear then of moving out of your comfort zone can become something that you become friends with, that you welcome. Okay, I'm feeling this fear. That means I'm growing. And if we can turn that around in our mind and recognize that that fear is actually a good thing, that it means we're moving towards becoming someone different, becoming someone better, growing into the person we're supposed to be, then that fear is almost welcomed. Also, when I was looking up the definition of fear, one of the things that came up is, what did Jesus say about fear? And it quotes a scripture. It doesn't say where it's from, but it says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." That's another cool thing about fear, is fear humbles us. When we're doing something out of our comfort zone, we need help. We need God's help. Often we'll reach out to others. We'll recognize that we have things to learn. And so moving into that fear actually helps us grow in another way. It helps us grow closer to God. It helps us grow closer to others as we reach out to the people who can help us. Finally, I'm going to end with a quote from Susan Jeffers, who says, "Pushing through fear is less frightening than living with the underlying fear that comes from a feeling of helplessness." I'm going to read that again. Pushing through fear is less frightening than living with the underlying fear that comes from a feeling of helplessness. When we're so scared that we don't take action, this thing feels too big, it feels too scary, and I'm not going to do it, that is a worse feeling than pushing through the fear and doing it anyway. So whatever that thing is that you're being called to do, that you know you need to do and you need to take action on, but it feels scary because it feels out of your comfort zone, I want you to remember these things. One, God is with you. Fear not, I am with you. Lean on him and recognize that that's part of the growth process. And two, go to it quickly. That fear is part of your growth. That fear is a sign that you're on the right path, not on the wrong path, that you are growing. So I hope that's been helpful. I also want to let you know, October 25th is my next morning routine challenge. We had such a good time with this the last time I did it, and I would love for you to join us. The link is in my bio. If you're on Instagram, if you are on Facebook or YouTube, it's in the comment section. Go ahead and find that, join us. It's so much fun and will really help you to create a morning routine that works. It's very doable, even if you're not a morning person. So I hope to see you there. Have a great day, guys. Bye.